Right, hello everyone. Uh, we're here at Monza with Pierre Gasly's race winning Alpha Tauri, and we're gonna go do a few laps of the Temple of Speed, doing this version and the classic version, as always in this series. Classic version, obviously, the circuit we know now, minus the chicanes, and the oval attached to it. Let's hop in the car. I have done a bit. I need to turn off some of that stuff actually. Essentials can go on pedals. I'll move pedals over here so you can see my actual inputs. Yeah, see what we can actually do. As many of you will have noticed, this isn't the same car I've been using. This isn't the Ferrari SF1000H as I've been using for the past, well, every other video I've done this series. This is the Racing Studios 2020 Hybrid. I finally bought it. I've been planning on doing so for a while, and I've done maybe 3 laps in it just to get used to it. So this may not be the most accurate at times, but it's an experience. You basically see my first few laps. Also, I have done some setup work on this, just a little bit, just reducing the downforce and changing it to soft tyres. As well as dropping the fuel, because obviously I don't use fuel usage simulations. Let's go balanced high. Right, going into first lap through a parabolica, where Leclerc had his horrible looking crash. I was actually quite worried something was going to have happened to him, but he came out alright, as we all know. Coming down the straight, deep into the chicane. I broke way too early there. I broke at the 100. I want to brake a bit later than that. But yeah, no, this car is a hell of a lot nicer to drive than the other one. This one actually feels like a car. The other one's really raggedy as such. But I guess that's what you get when you pay for a mod versus when you just get one for free. Obviously the skin is licensed, so they couldn't put that in, but I found a version. And coming down the DRS, under the banking of the oval, which will be going on when we go into the historic version. First Scarver, nice fast, keep it on there, don't run too much on, you just bounce. Obviously this isn't going to be the best time because of how early I braked into T1, but it should be an okay time as a starter. I have downshift protect on, didn't realise I still had it on, I thought I turned it off. A 26.2. Now bear in mind I'm not exactly pushing all too much. I say as a lock-up. Also that's going to be happening a lot more. The last mod wasn't really all too good on the brakes, so I ran ABS, but now I've changed to this one. This one actually has a pretty nice fuel and is actually quite realistic with braking. I've turned ABS off, so I will actually be locking up every now and again. I know you probably have noticed it from a couple of previous videos, but I did try to use the cars without ABS and it just wasn't working. DRS, and for the third and final lap I'm going to up the battery deployment mode. Try to see how fast we can go. Just stick it on hot lap and just floor it. Also surprisingly, I've not had any screen freezes like I normally do. Yeah, A hot lap. Downshift protect, bugger off. So, what was that? 25.6. Final lap. Hot lap mode, let's see if we can do anything worthwhile. Get it turned in without locking up, turn it out. Ran a bit too much on the curve there, but it's not an issue. Using a little bit of XCRS just to boost out, just to make up for a bit of the time that I lost. Dropping it in here, locking up big time. Yeah, I took it way too deep and that's what happened, but oh well. Still slightly up on my past times by a tenth, 2/10 now. Open up DRS. Half a second up on the previous lap times just by changing the mode. Braking for Scary, get it turned in nice and early. Then fly out now to the Parabolica. Should be able to get a high 24. Yeah, it's gonna be. Oh no, we're just missing out on 24s because of my mess up there. A 25.187. But yeah, that felt pretty good. Again, I am getting used to this car. It's not a car that I've driven much prior. Let's do a Vettel. Take them all out. Yeah, it's not a car that I've driven much prior. It's, doing a couple of laps. But that felt good for the first time around here. So, I guess it's time to hop to Classic Monza. I'll see you right there, guys. Right, I hope everyone back here. Classic Monza. Same car, same setup, just a different track. Now this one is very fast. It's very much just flat out all the way to charge them for the outlap. I say it's an outlap, it's not really an outlap because the lap starts after all this section, which as you can see is extremely bumper. And there's a lot of force feedback going through. Yeah, the lap kind of starts opposite the pit lane. If that makes sense. You'll see what I mean in a second once we get through second banking. Switch to balanced high, as we did last time. Open DRS on the exit. So the lap actually starts about here somewhere. It starts somewhere around there, but it's not starting because it is classed as an outlap. So I'm just going to change that to charging. When I've driven here before, it had started in the first lap, so I don't know why it didn't there. But yeah, this is my first lap in this car. So it's all going to be finding out the points of pushing, points to brake, points just lifting at the car coast. Yeah, it's pretty much the same as what it is currently, except currently it just has a few chicanes thrown in, just to slow it down a little bit. Otherwise it would pretty much just be flat out, except for the Lesmos and Parabolica. This Parabolica still needs a little bit of braking just before you turn in. Otherwise that happens. Right, so the time doesn't start here, I don't think. No. Let's change that back to charging. Take off DRS, because actually can I go through this with DRS off? No. No, you cannot. Right, let's spin this around and get back on track. We shouldn't be missing too much speed. By the time we get into start finish, should be back up to pace. Yeah, we're back up to it. So yeah, don't use DRS to the bankings. Nice bit of advice there. But now, change it to balanced high. Because that's outlap done. And start finish is somewhere around here. There, it was there. Yeah. Just flat out for a little bit. Just toggle DRS on the corners. That's all it needs doing. But reopen it as you come out. Coming down to the only brake, well, one of two braking zones in the circuit. Very gentle. Just kind of want to ride it through. Same here. That might even just be a lift. Open DRS to come through what is now the second DRS zone, because the first is actually just after start finish. Going into Escara here. It's just a curve. None the fancy cool chicane we've got now. Maxing out 8th gear. Slow into a powerball because you've not got as much runoff now as... They've not got as much runoff here as you do nowadays. Where you can just brake with like no space to go and use a little bit of the curb, because the curb is just grass. Into the first banking. Remember, disable the DRS. Get ready to be a bit bumpy. Doing this in real life would be very painful, I'm sure. As you come out of the banking, open up DRS. 108 seconds quicker than the previous time, probably. Into the second banking. And I keep falling for the marks, like the tyre marks, which just put me in the fence there. So what was that time? 1:58.4. Okay, okay. That's decent. That's decent. Say it's a 10-kilometre circuit, albeit completely flat out. Well, not completely flat out, almost completely flat out. And now, gentle braking into there. Just a downshift in the lift. DRS open as you come out. Gaining time on the last lap, but up a 10.5. Can I take a Scary with DRS? Yes, yes you can. 2/10 up. And now we're just going to be gaining time all down here. And remember, third lap will have the hot lap ERS mode as opposed to the balanced tyre that we're currently using. So the last lap will be the fastest, hopefully, as long as I don't mess it up. Into first banking. I would seriously love to drive this in a car though. Not an F1 car, not something this slow. Like an actual car, maybe like a GT3 or something. And just give it a drive. See how it is. And second banking. Coming through, we're 3/10 up on the last time. Lost a bit going through there. DRS open as we start coming out. Okay, almost 3/10 up. So it's going to be a 58.175. I forgot to change the hot lap. Here we go. See how fastest we can go. Reopen DRS. It is going to get really blinker. Sorry about that. Then gentle on the brakes. Keep it going. Through here. Do the second Lesmos, coming down towards the Scara. Same as always, the RS open, keep it pinned. Take a Scara flat out, the RS open. 9/10 up. So we're looking at about I might even get a 56. We're being realistic. Oh yeah, no, we're already in like the 56, so a second and a half up pretty much. Right, close DRS is coming through. Oh, getting wobbly, almost thrown me into the wall back there. Now, the last time this oval was used just specifically so Ferrari had a better chance of winning. Just a little fun fact for you there. Like, it was deemed too dangerous to use, and then Ferrari needed a win in the season, and so they decided to change from the standard Monza, which we know now, minus the chicanes, into this version of Monza with everything going on. And there we go. There's the best time of 1:57.066. I wonder, can we take this far out with DRS? We can. Okay. But yeah, that's where I'm going to leave you. I'm going to go get the times, and I shall be back shortly in something a little bit different. I'll see you in a second. Right, welcome back everyone. I said I'd be in something a little bit different. This is a 1923 Sunbeam Grand Prix racing car, and yeah, it's what you expect from a 1923 racing car. But yeah, lap times, that's what you're here for. The lap time for the I've written down on my notes and I've called them the wrong things. Yeah, the current version was a 1:25.187. So it's decent for someone who's not an incredible driver. And the old version, this one that I'm driving now, was a 1:57.066. I'm gonna get essentials on whilst I'm driving here. So yeah, this version was 31 seconds 0.879 slower than the current version, which is probably about as you'd expect. It is longer, you've got a bit more to do, but both those times could massively be cut down by someone else who, as always, is a more competent driver. Because I know I made quite a few mistakes in the current layout, which could be cleaned up and sorted out by someone. But yeah, that's the two different monsters. Both very fast, rightfully so, with the name the Temple of Speed, is what you'd expect. And yeah, that pretty much ends this video. I'm hoping to have a video up on Thursday of a historic circuit that I've always really wanted to drive, called Avus or Avus. I'm not exactly sure how it's meant to be said. But the thing is, I'm kind of busy this week. I'm moving out on Saturday. Currently recording this Sunday evening after the race, obviously. I'm moving out on Saturday, so I'm not exactly too sure how much free time I'm going to be having to record this week. Might also mean whatever I release next week for the Mugello since Mugello's only ever had one out. Might not happen, or might be late, I don't know. But if a video comes out, a video comes out. If not, then it doesn't. But with that, I'm going to leave it there. As always, if you liked, like. Want to tell me something? Give me a comment. If you want to see more of me just fooling about with new and old tracks, drop a subscribe. Simple as that. But with that, I'm going to say thank you and have a good one, guys. In a bit.